We're going.
Oh. We're never serious.
No, good morning, everyone. Hello, I'm Chris.
Hello, good morning. I'm Kara.
We're the Midnight Babes.
We're trying to be like not super
Super
wild
loud.
today, so
So we're in a certain area.
we'll see though what happens.
Sorry, I had like it's on. Don't ask questions.
Is it a fuzzy? You gotta
Yes.
now I want an ice cream cone.
I know.
Do some ASMR.
Oh my god, everyone's gonna hate that. I love ASMR. I'm not gonna lie.
I know you do that, so I was like, let's do it. Well, we watched Krampus.
Yes, indeed.
It is an annual
It is.
watch, I feel. It's a Christmas movie.
It is.
Okay? You can fuck off if you don't think so.
You can fuck
You
off.
can fuck right off. As Chris said, fuck me right up the tush. when
Right
we
up
were
the tush.
reading
What a
the
reading.
other-
Fuck that. Right up the tush.
But yeah, like, I think it's a good, like,
I watch it every year.
yeah, it's
Ever
a good,
since it came out, I
in
make it a point.
2015.
Yeah, I make it a point to watch it every year. I love Krampus. We celebrate Krampus in a way. Yeah.
Because you celebrate Yule.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay, yeah, so that makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, we celebrate you. I still celebrate Christmas because that's what I've always known, and it's just like a tradition. You
Yeah.
get gifts and everything. But I do celebrate Yule, and along with that, it's Krampus. To punish the naughty kids.
Yeah.
It's not just, oh, you're getting cold. No,
No.
Krampus is going to whip your ass.
We're here for, like, true punishment. And I'll run through the plot that's listed. While the holiday season represents the most magical time of the year, ancient European folklore warns of Krampus, a horned beast who punishes naughty children at Christmas time. When dysfunctional family squabbling causes young Max to lose his festive spirit and unleashes the wrath of a fearsome demon. As Krampus lays siege to the Engel home, Mom, Pop, sister, and brother must band together to save one another from a monstrous fate.
Monstrous. Can I just say the monsters like Krampus's little minions?
Minions, they're creepy.
I love them.
They're creepy.
I love them so much.
I even made a note in here. I was like, love that Krampus rarely makes an appearance and has his toys do the terrorizing, like the gingerbread man.
I love them so
You've
much.
got that angel. That's all
That's like the creepiest one in my opinion.
really.
Yeah.
For me, it's the giant Jack in the Box.
True.
With the mouth, and it's like.
It's like unhinged.
It's like the it mouth with all like the teeth, and I'm like, oh, we're just gonna swallow that kid whole.
100%.
All right. And we got like the bears, I don't know, like little stuffed bears, and the snowmen.
That was creepy.
Those terrify me, especially when Max is like, Mom, there's a snowman outside, and she's like, oh, well, one of the neighbors probably built it. He's
No,
like,
no,
bitch,
no.
did you see the snowman I'm talking
How
about?
many snowmen?
Because they don't look right.
No.
Anyways, it's a family celebrating Christmas. Little boy, I don't know, he's probably like what, maybe like 10.
Yeah, he's like 10. I want to say. Well, the movie opens up on like just madness. Like everyone's fighting over it's almost like Black Friday, but it's like more around Christmas
Yes.
time. And then Max is just beating the shit out of another kid while doing the Christmas recital.
Yep, it's great.
I
is
love it.
just so like we already see like in the opening scene that like this is a dysfunctional family, and we're at the holiday seasons, and then we're getting home and we're preparing for family to come into town, right?
Yeah.
And it's mentioned that like Max, the little boy, still believes in Santa and in the Christmas spirit and wants everybody to be together. And that kind of falls apart once his cousins get there.
And what you were saying earlier is like his cousins remind us of the brothers, like the cousins and the brother from Christmas Vacation. Yeah.
How they come in like their like RV, and
it was our Hummer.
You've got a little bit of like lower class, if you will, and that's like totally the same vibe that we get here.
Yep.
And it's funny. I mean, the cousins are like teasing Max. They're like, "What's that in your pocket?" And they pull it out, and it's a letter to Santa because he's like, I want the best for, my mom and my dad, and like I want my aunt and uncle to be better. Like his letter to Santa.
I want one of my cousins to be the boy that she wants to be.
Like his letter to Santa was a beautiful letter.
It was like, it was so very heartfelt.
It wasn't like I want a toy, right?
No,
it was
he just
like,
wants his family to be together and actually be happy again. Yeah. And so he wrote the Santa letter out and was giving it to Grandma, because Grandma is...
She's German.
Yeah, so she's German.
What was her name? Omi.
Yeah. And I love Omi.
And she tells him to continue to believe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because she has a reason.
She knows.
She knows what's up.
But he doesn't. He rips that letter up because he's been made fun of. His Christmas spirit is gone. Throws it out the window.
And then it does a cool little whoo. Like, oh, something magical is about to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it was just...
yeah.
We're no good. It's no good is what I meant. So like some spooky scenes start to happen like after this,
because that's what triggered it. All of his Christmas spirit just left.
Skies go dark and it starts like really
this
putting
winter storm.
Yeah, like I mean, when we're talking about a snowstorm, we're not like, oh, it snowed a couple inches. No, we're talking about like our kind of snowstorm, or like an Alaska snowstorm.
Yeah,
where like we're buried in the house for like a week and a half, and you are not going anywhere.
No, and it's one of those too. It's like the temperatures drop so much, like you're out for less than 30 seconds, and you're already getting frostbite. So it's because he's making you stay in your house.
Yes, he wants total control of the chaos, which is fun but clear. What I didn't get is the whole sister is like, I want to go see my boyfriend, and the parents are like, okay, let her walk in the middle of this snowstorm. As a parent, I'd be like, you're gonna get frostbite the second you walk out. 2, you can't see more than a foot ahead of you. 3, that is the snowstorm. Our grandparents walked uphill 30 miles to school, and it was that snowstorm. Okay, it was that one.
This is exactly what they meant. I think it's also because it was at that time where everyone was still fighting.
Yeah, they were kind of like, just go. We're just gonna let you.
Because she was saying it's only like a block or 2 away, and then Dad was like, it'll be fine.
I disagree with Dad. And I
with
did
good
at
reason.
that moment, and I still do. So she's like on her walk, and she can hear like the bells and like see the shadow on the roof of these houses, and it starts chasing her. She's lost. She's running.
Yep.
And she, ends up like hiding under a truck. And I love this scene because you see Krampus's like
the hooves.
And they're big.
Yep.
And they're nasty. And, homegirl's freaking out. She's
trying to
under the truck.
It's not going to work.
Literally, like, he walks away. She lets the breath out, like,
they call it fog.
We're good. And she looks over, and there's a goddamn little Jack-in-the-Box in there.
I hated that.
I was like, oh my God. Well, she don't make it.
No.
So.
No.
That's how it like really starts though. And while she's gone, the family's back at home. The women are like, do you hear that sound in the chimney? It's probably squirrels.
Oops.
No.
Well, I mean, at this point, you can, what is the word I'm looking for? Not determined, but like you can tell that they're not the brightest bunch.
They're not the brightest crayons in the box.
No.
They're not.
No.
So like, okay, Beth goes to her boyfriend's house, dies, as far as we know. So then the dad and Howard go out looking for her, right? And Howard's like, a recon mission? Hell yeah.
He's
like,
total
redneck. He's ready to go. He's like, I got the guns. Let's go get her.
This is a heavy gun. Yeah, that's my wife.
That's my wife's. It was great. They go out on a recon mission. They're like, what the hell is this thing?
That's when they really start to notice, like, the freezing temperatures and how quick, like, they were out there.
Howard gets bit at one point, so they, like, come home, you know, and Omi then is like, keep the fire lit. Grandma's
because
like,
all electricity went out at this point. The heat went out, so, like, you have to keep that fireplace lit.
Yep, and at this point, we're all like, we're staying in.
Yep.
We're blocking up the house. We're going to keep the fire lit. We're going to do the right thing. We're just going to
all hang out in the living room.
Keep together, keep our asses here. Howard's like, nah, you take first sleep. I'll take first watch. Next clip, Howard. And the fire's out. Like, come on, Howard. You had one damn job.
I mean, bitch, you got bit. Do you really think that your body is
why'd you
gonna,
take first watch? Like, I don't... Regardless, that's when shit pops off. Because once the fire goes out...
The little twinkling and whatnot that you hear coming down the chimney.
Which is... The gingerbread man on a chain.
I love them so much.
And it's so funny because, you know, one of the kids goes up and is about to, like, take a bite off of it, and it like starts attacking. I was laughing so hard. And then we've got the angels attacking. Like, it just goes full on, like, attack mode in the house.
Because
like,
they wrap the chain around the kid, pull him up the chimney.
He's gone.
Mom, not his mom, but the sister or whatever, goes to try and grab him and then realizes, like, what the fuck is going on. And so she's freaking out. So that all happens.
Rosie, the poor old dog, gets eaten, you know. All these toys are doing the terrorizing. It's just, it's an absolute shit show, if we're going to be honest.
They go they hear the creaking upstairs. They all meander upstairs, see the toys.
Yeah.
And then that's where the rest of them kind of pop out.
I thought it was interesting just that, like, we have these, like, other devils there towards the end. Or
those
like,
are the elves. Those are the dark elves.
Oh, okay. I was like, they've got all these, like, demon-type masks.
That's how they're represented in Germany.
Okay.
Because there is I'm not going to say it correctly. There is a festival in Germany and I think another city, country, where they celebrate Krampus, and there's like they go like they have a parade in the streets, and there's all these Krampuses, and then the dark elves and everything. So they celebrate that's happening.
The dark elves creep me out just as much as the Jack in the Box.
Well, the dark elves are going to be worse.
Yeah, and like they're towards the end, right, where like you have Max coming up to Krampus, and he's crying and apologizing, and he's like, "I just want Christmas to be how it used to be." And, like, all the dark elves are, like, torturing, and they, like, stop and, like, look at him and Krampus. Dude, I was like, no. But it was interesting because I totally thought, like, Krampus was going to be like, oh, you got your Christmas spirit back? All right, I'm going to let you go.
Because you already lost it, and you started acting that way. Now this is your punishment. There is no redemption when it comes to that.
Yeah. And like you can see that. I mean, it's very clear. He opens up like the depths of hell.
And then just yeets the other chick.
Bye. Like, and you know, Krampus don't say much, if anything, at all.
He doesn't need to.
He really doesn't need to. His face says it all, and so does his actions. I
know there's a little doll that I want to get. That looks like him because it's from the movie. They made a Krampus doll, and I really want to get that because we don't do Elf on the Shelf in my family. I'm not dealing with it.
You could do Krampus on the Rompus.
I know.
Every day it's on a new butt.
On a Rompus. But that's what I want to do because, you know, my husband is German. He's primarily German and I think like British or something. But he had like his Oma and whatnot, and I'm just like, I would definitely celebrate with Krampus instead because I feel like that still like puts that, not a fear, you know.
No, but like, it's like
it's a reminder.
What's up? Like we were always told, you know, like if you're bad, you're gonna get coal. Like I was never told like Krampus was gonna come get me.
I feel like Krampus would really like fucking.
I was gonna say, but if somebody told me Krampus was coming for my ass, I would have been the sweetest child ever for all of the time.
Yeah. When I think like Krampus like dates back centuries, like it's a whole complete thing because there's good and evil, Santa and Krampus.
Yeah,
like that's the whole thing.
What I was gonna say. Like the good versus evil, you have Santa is the pure good, right, and then you have the total opposite of pure evil, which is Krampus. So there's not really going to be like much of forgiveness or like redemption in his eyes.
No, and he's only and like I think technically in the lore and whatnot, not the lore, but you know what I mean, like the folklore and everything that's going on. I believe it's one of those like it depends on like how bad the
person was.
You know, it's not like him saying like, "Oh, my Christmas spirit is gone." You know, like there's definitely more into it. I need to look more into it because it's like very interesting to me. But I just know that like if you were naughty, if you were bad, you did not listen or any of that, you get Krampus comes around and throws your ass in his sack. It takes you away from your family.
Damn.
That's like the gist of it.
And I mean that's some like I'm gonna tell you that as a child to be real good, you know. But when I first saw this movie, I will say I was like terrified, and even as an adult, and I was like, I love Christmas, even though I'm kind of a Grinch. I think I should put that out there. I'm kind of a Grinch. This is about the same time when I started putting up a Christmas tree in my own house.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
So, like, this kind of, like, changed things for me because I was like, I just ain't trying to play with no unnecessary evil.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're like, no, I have Christmas spirit, all of this stuff. And what's, like, I think what's great, too, is about, like, the Krampus and, like, with Santa and stuff. It's like, obviously we know there was a man called Saint Nick, but like we interpret him in a totally different way now, and so I feel like Krampus is like I need to look more into that to see like okay who is he kind of like based off of, you know, and it's but all it is just good and evil, and there has like nothing to do with any religion or anything like which that's what I like about it too. Like it's literally just good and evil.
Yeah, it's not like all about Christmas, right?
No.
It's literally more about the good versus the evil and to lose the spirit of whatever you're celebrating.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what religion it is.
No.
It's clearly made in this movie that this time is supposed to be with your family.
Yeah.
It's not about the gifts. It's not about the food, right? It's about being with your family, and we see how dysfunctional the family is. Like, the dad's an alcoholic, drinking. The mom's, like, popping Xanax every turn she gets. She's, like, stressed about the food. The aunt, like, hates her cooking, right? Like, so this movie does a good job of, like, showing what the holidays should be, right? Of like having that love in your family and like not being stressed, and also showing of how stressful they can be.
Oh, big, especially when you have family that you
like this that wants to have that perfect imagery on the inside or on the outside, but on the inside they're not quite there.
What is it like? What she said was like at the very beginning when her sister was about to come over with her family, saying like, "Oh, it should be required to take a test before you can breathe."
Yes. Her daughter was like, I can't believe you said that. And she was like, no, what I said is you should have to take a test before. Because she was like, Mom, you said they shouldn't even be able to breathe or something. Yep. She was like, no. What I said
was.
And then, you know, towards the end, Omi tells the story of Krampus.
Well, like what she went through. What she survived Krampus.
Yep. And so kind of tells them how that happened, which then makes me have questions because of the way they close the movie, right? So when we close the movie, Max has like already spoke to Krampus, right?
Yeah, he got thrown in the pit.
And cried, yep. But then he gets the bell, right?
Well, he wakes up in his bed.
Yes.
And it seems like it's Christmas morning.
Nothing has happened.
Everybody's
Nobody remembers
happy.
anything except for Max. It's like almost like a redo.
Well, no, like Max, I don't think Max even remembered it. Like,
he does.
Well, no, not until he gets the bell.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but like he wakes up and everyone's happy, everyone's joyous, they're all together,
no idea.
Giving out presents, and then Max gets the bell. And once that bell shakes, like in the box, that's when all the memories start coming back around.
Remembers.
But
so
see, my thing is though, it's like
I was like, was that not a reminder to keep the spirit alive? But then the next scene, you're like, oh.
Because they're in the snow globe.
Yeah, the next scene we see is Krampus setting them in like a snow globe on his table. So
with like all these other snow globes.
He's got them in the snow globe. So what's happening to them? Are they like held in like a subconscious state? Are they in hell? Like, I have so many questions. And then I'm like, how are they in the snow globe yet Omi survived?
You know, because she still got taken.
Yeah, but like, why 2 times, you know? Poor Omi. She didn't do nothing the second time.
Yeah.
She just tried to tell a story.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think it's because she was still there, and so it's like...
And it's her family.
It's like, it's her family, and then it's also, you only get one chance.
Okay, that's fair.
That's kind of what I was going with it.
Yeah.
So, but my question is like, okay, are they staying in the snow globe until they're all happy-dory and like they've served their time?
I don't know. I think they're all there forever.
I think so too.
The way like I felt watching it was
Yeah.
like, well, they are just living in this fantasy world forever in the snow globe.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks.
That makes me wonder, is like, okay, now that they started getting memories, was that just a fleeting moment, or are they gonna go back? Like, it goes to the next day and they just forget.
Forget again. I don't know.
It's like their own little hell.
Yeah, it's really
what it is.
literally like a personal hell that Krampus can hold in his really long.
But then, like, what happens
hands.
to the town? What, like, do they just blink out of existence? Like, I have questions.
I have questions. Don't
but
leave me hanging. But we
like,
don't
that's
need
me
them.
too. We don't need
like
to.
we want to know, but we don't really need.
But we don't need to
know. But overall, it's a good movie. Like, the graphics are spooky. Like, I think all like the dark elves. I think like the
even
angel.
the gingerbread men. Like, I loved how they looked. A lot of people were like, "Oh, this is so campy." I'm like, it looks better than like the Ginger Dead Man movie. Like, come on.
I thought the gingerbread man was
they were cute.
and they're all like.
They're
feisty, you know,
feisty, trying to murder them, like they're on fire.
They're
like,
adorable. And when the one was like stabbed into the wall, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna come help you, buddy." But I thought it was a good, it's got a good overall message.
Yeah.
It tells the story of Krampus pretty clearly. There's not a lot of confusion. Now, like, it isn't like, I want to know about Krampus lore, so I'm going to watch this movie. No. No. Like, you already should know of who Krampus is. And even if you don't know, you're going to understand.
Yeah.
But if you want to know more lore, you're going to have to, like, do that on your own.
Do your research. Do your research.
But it's a great movie. I thought, I'd give it, like, a solid, like, 4 out of 5. It's one that I can watch every year.
Same.
I have no problem putting it on and giggling and then being like, oh, now the Jack in the Box. And then back to
I can't wait
giggling.
for my son to get a little older.
And have him watch it?
Hell yeah.
We're going to make him watch Gremlins first.
Have we watched Gremlins? No, I don't think we haven't watched Gremlins yet. He will. He'll love them.
I'll come watch it.
He loves zombies. He loves ghosts. He's my child.
I was like, he is your child. I love it.
I'll be like, what do you want to watch, son? And he's like, ghosts. And I'm like, so which one?
What kind of ghosts?
So we watched Ghostbusters the other day.
Oh, nice. Cute.
He likes Ghostbusters.
Well, we will be back with Gremlins because I got to watch that for the first time. So we'll be back and do a quick episode on Gremlins because that's also a holiday movie.
Yep. I consider it a holiday, more of a holiday movie than Die Hard.
Okay.
Suck it.
After watching Gremlins, I could agree because of how the movie's played out.
Off of like Christmas.
It's very much set for Christmas. So, like, yes, I see what you're saying. However, you are not saying that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
It's totally not.
Okay, you are saying that, but I disagree.
I know. I think I'm one of the few that are like, it's not a fucking Christmas movie.
It is.
No, it is not.
But we'll be back with Gremlins.
Yeah.
And have a happy Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you'd like to see more from us, you can find us on Instagram at The Midnight Babes Podcast and on TikTok at The Midnight Babes. Stay spooky, friends.